Well, hello. It's me, prisoner of the empty page. Well, hello. I'm gonna test how loud my mic is. Prisoner of the empty page. Yep. Okay. That's how loud the mic is. It's not very loud. I wish I had a way to make the mic louder, like maybe there's a way to boost it or something like that, because I kind of also want to do um, maybe you have some music playing or something. I don't know. So, anyway, let's bring this up a little bit. All right, now hopefully if I don't get in trouble, and I can still see chat, and I can still see something to draw. All right, it's probably a smart way to do this, a smarter way than I know. I always like the look of how barnyard owls had that sort of apple face. It looks, they look like a little apple that somebody's been eating. Anyway, there's no good way to draw feathers, when you're patterning is so subtle. It's my new style of journal, which is I'm using these kind of smaller craft notebooks. Um, They're shorter. I think they're going to be easier to organize, I hope. That's the hope. That's the dream. And I'm all about keeping that dream alive. This one only dates till 29 May, so it's not that old. Just a couple of days old. My first science fiction comics, I had a barn owl. It was a mutant barn owl character. It was called Level 7. And it just starts with this barn owl that accidentally lands on a lever and um, ends up hatching a clone in this clone facility. But it's she hatches like the you know do not replicate clone. It's like a messed up one. It's too stupid to live. I'm looking at this picture of a barn owl, and it's a really pretty animal. I think this is a barn owl. Maybe somebody can tell me. This is one of those experimental things. If this stream works, I might leave it up, or I might just take it down like immediately. Just delete the stream. Mostly I care about my real stuffs. My comics every day. Hold on for 1 second. Not that one. It's probably this one. We would call this a spotted owl. It's spotted. All right, I have some color. I have some Caran d'Ache just to goof around with. These are just chunks of my Caran d'Ache crayons. I'm going off of the theory, which is probably entirely incorrect, that um, like this paper is very thin. It's 100, so I can't really watercolor. There's no soaking the paper here. It's just not going to happen. But these are just crayons, and I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't warp it too much. And I've done a couple of other pieces in this book, and it hasn't hurt it too badly. So, if I just do some light colors, maybe it won't be too bad. It looks like a hip hop version of Gymnopedy, I think, or like a Beats version of Gymnopedy. Kind of makes me a little bit sad thinking of this song. Okay. Trying to go a little bit darker. This looks like highlighter yellow. Speaking of which, I'll put a little green in there. I had it in my cart. In fact, it's still in my Amazon cart. Um, I was gonna get some Noodler, uh, Year of the Golden Pig ink, which is like highlighter yellow ink, and it comes with its own um, highlighter pen too. It comes with that you can fill it with. And I didn't get it because it was like I think it was almost $30, so it might have been $25 or something like that. $20, which it's too much for just you're basically getting the ink equivalent of a highlighter, but it was really cool. The packaging is really cool. It had some like anti-communist stuff on there from Noodler. But that guy is cool. Like the guy who puts out the Noodler paints is a bro. All right, let's go. Let's make something new. Well, let's leave it up here while I look for something new to draw and think about what I want to draw. I could even still draw on this page, really. There's plenty of room. And the thing about sketchbooks is, of course you can do whatever. If I do like just a search for animals, I like animals. I could draw some horses. I've been wanting to draw some horses. Horses are hard to draw. Ooh, watch me run into problems. It's always the horse legs that are the problem. Sort of the disposition of. One of the things I realized, and not till just fairly recently, is the horse legs hip is not here, it's up here. Like that's the hip up here. Makes me doubt this back leg. I could even do. Oh, you could fight over horse legs all frickin' day long. They're hard to draw. The withers are up here. Makes me want to put the other leg also facing forward, but I think it has to go back here. If we really wanted to, we make him a unicorn, or a Pegasus, or I was making horses into Kirins for a while. I had this Kirin character, just this horse. And you draw it over and over again, and you start adding like dragon scales and antlers, you know, to make it into more like a Kirin. A big mane. It has like a mane. All right, this horse deserves some ink. I'm gonna do him in my noodler. Hang on a moment. If I center him like this, there he is. This is a Noodler Apache pen, or a Noodler Ahab. Flex, I think. Well, should be like 7 erasers right here. Let's take some erasers. Thank you for the like. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I gotta figure out how to like a sane way to do live streams where I can like, click a button and it would have like, you know, subscribe now or something like that. I don't get a lot of like random traffic, obviously, but and especially on a live stream, they've kind of set it up where you're borked if you do live streams. I wonder if I can get away with doing it on Rumble though, like maybe one of the other platforms. I'm here or Odyssey. I'm hearing that that's the way to go. I don't really want to be you know, a YouTube star or anything like that. I just want to kind of share stuff. Oh shit, you know what this is? This is Scribbler. Pardon my language. So Scribbler is cool, but you can't get it wet. It's gonna go all purple. I forgot I had it in here, so let's just run it out. We're gonna keep using it until it goes away. That kind of affects my plans to do like the barn owl and draw over it because like this was done in just Micron PN, which you can get it wet, no problem. Scribbler, you can't even get like, high humidity. it's it's gonna have a problem. Shout out to all you fountain pen sketchers out there. Changed my life. Changed my life. I think that's where it should be. We could do some shadows underneath too. If you haven't got a like a fountain pen, I highly recommend you get one. They're not that expensive. You can get one for like $1.50. Like there are fountain pens you can get, but I really think they're cool. All right, hang on one sec. What's the matter with the cars I'm driving? All right, baby. When I was growing up, my sister loved horses, and she had those plastic Breyer horses, like those horse toys. So, I spent many years just not really talking to members of my family. It's not that I was estranged from them in any way. It's just Just wasn't good at it. It's kind of like you don't know what to say. I was in the army, and then I was going through a divorce, doing all this other stuff, and I just, it's one of those things. My cousin Frank even told me, well, I love my cousin Frank. He's the best. He is the absolute best dude. Um, but he goes, you're the only one who ever got divorced. That's not totally not true. There was other ones who did. Um, but I am one of a few. There weren't many. He's mostly right. It's not like that, but there was all kinds of weird stuff going on. But you kind of break out of it and stuff. And I was off social media. I'm not a social media guy. Here I am on YouTube. He couldn't be that shaggy in his tummy. Horses aren't that shaggy. I used to ride horses when I was in high school. We used to love that. It was a lot of fun in Texas. There was a place you could go and rent horses for a couple hours. And you could ride them out, and you didn't have anybody with you, so you could run them. You could go fast. People got thrown, fell off. And then at one point, I went horseback riding with my girlfriend, and I suddenly was like just deathly allergic. I don't know if I was allergic to all horses or this horse, but they put me on this big old horse, and at the end of it, I was just itching. My eyes were burning. Horsies, yes, everybody loves horses. Everybody loved the horses. Well, I don't know if everybody loves horses. People like horses though. They're pretty to watch, when you look at them. And then there's people who just love horses. Like they can't get enough horses. It's like cats. People just love cats. If I had my choice of an animal, I would probably get a mule because it's got um the intelligence of the donkey. Like the burro is smart, and I would rather have a mule. You know, a Jenny. There's two kinds of mules. The boy mules are called jacks, and the girl mules are called jennies. And the girl mules are just they're smart. They're like nimble. As long as you're not racing that thing, that's a much better animal to be on and requires less maintenance. But I like donkeys too. Like in Minecraft, like when they put the horses out, the one I really liked was the donkeys. Those are my favorite. All right, I don't know what to put in the background. This is that scribble purple again though. So I can't go very far with it with any kind of watery, medium. It'll have a problem. But we can do all kinds of other stuff. It's not black ink, just in case anyone thinks that it is. It's purple. It's that scribble ink. See, if I take my water brush, I'll just do it over here. And I just touch it with the water. You can see it goes purple. And I want to like draw like a shadow behind it, and like it would be so easy to just take it with water and just kind of do it, but it'll be a nightmare because it'll get everywhere. The pigment in the scribble is pretty hardcore. There's another ink that I was reading about today called Bay State Blue, which is got a rep of like getting everywhere. Just it dyes everything. And then the guy at Goulet Pens was like, "Well, I'm not afraid to use it, but one time that I did use it, I spilled it and it got all over everything, and it dyed my fingers blue, and it dyed my everything on my desk blue." You know, all right, this is his shadow because his hoof is lifted up. Let's do like that. All right. That looks like a horse to me, almost. If you're wondering where this music came from, I'm horking it off of the Lofi Girl, and I'm hoping I don't get in trouble. All credit to the Lofi Girl. I even posted the link to the stream. I assume that it's illegal, you know, but maybe it's not. Maybe I, like Icarus, flew too close to the sun. All right, we're not going to use Scribble Purple on the next drawing, but I got to figure out what the next drawing even is. So I just like to pick whatever kind of randomly occurs. Oh, I could do a bee. Let's do a big honeybee. Hang on. I'm at the center of the. This is my sketchbook, right? Fantomas. And this is the center spread right here. So I guess I've been going pretty quick. Let's do a big bee. Might do a couple of bees. This night I started reading Dr. Slump again, and I'm on the second volume. Dr. Slump is the first manga by Toriyama, but what got me kind of interested this time, anyways, is that Kim Jong-gi um, cited it as it's kind of what got him interested in drawing period, not just drawing comics, but just even drawing at all. And it's true. And in a strange way, the drawings in Dr. Slump are, I mean, they're more detailed. Like, there's more going on in the drawings in Dr. Slump than there are in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is, well, once again, it's the master lesson of cartooning simplified. It's all very simplified. I don't like his other leg up here. How do you pose bee legs? Well, you put them behind. Here it is. It's like something like that, and then maybe I don't think it's gonna work. I think I've gotten a lot of proportion with my legs. I put them too close. They're almost like ant-like the way I've got them. Maybe that's closer. It doesn't make sense for them to be spread straight out unless the bee is dead. This is like a carpenter bee. I have a board on Pinterest called Fantasy Nature, and it's kind of like extreme close-ups on bugs and mushrooms and things like that. That makes them look like they're almost like alien um, life forms or something. I think the one problem that I have right here, I'm looking at this bee from above, and there should be some foreshortening. Like it should be like that. And then the bee's wings are out here. It kind of ties together when you get the wings on them. I know you're not supposed to do a lot of erasing, but I haven't drawn any bees before. I don't know. Or I haven't drawn many bees before that I remember. I'm trying to commit to the visual memory. There's a good chance I'm going to get it wrong. We might have to draw a lot of bees. This might be the night of 100 bees, or the opportunity to draw 100 bees. Um, this is, what is this? Oh, this is verdigris, which is blue. This is my platinum, sepia platinum black, but I think it's not working very well right now. I have to, no, it's looking like okay. If sepia platinum black works, we're going to use sepia platinum black. Let's go ahead and roll it out. Roll it out, baby. I'm just trying to reduce the darkness of let me make sure I'm on cam good. Am I on cam good? I think I am. I can pop it up a little bit. I really used all my oh, by the way, this is my Wansai pen. I've got two of them. These are super cool. This is the other one. And so what they do is they pop out like that, and then that's how they that's how they transforming pen. Super cool. All right. Bring it on, B. Bring it on, B. Well, I am super happy to know that this pen is working good again. It's feeling nice and wet too. The wings seem to attach actually to these 2 points, and I've drawn them much higher up. Hang on a moment. Hang about. This weekend, last weekend, was the weekend? I gotta tell you, I was on the verge of like opening the pen up and dumping it out because I was, it seemed to be stuck. I was washing, I cleaned out the nib and everything, and I'm like, okay, but I've still got this ink in the barrel, and it just wasn't working. So I did a couple of tricks that I knew how to do, one of which was I unscrewed the nib part and dipped it in straight into the barrel to just like you want to create some kind of osmosis effect where it's drawing the ink in. And that seemed to work for a little bit, but it doesn't work. So then I kind of like I sealed it up and I set it like nose down, hoping that the ink would just traverse the works of the pen to get into the thing over there. And that did seem to work, by the way. All right, I'm looking at this arm and I can see how I did what was crazy. What was I thinking? It doesn't need to be that big. Alphonse Dunn would just laugh at me or smack me on the back of the head. And I would deserve it. All right, hang on, hang on, hang on. What are you thinking? One thing while working with kind of live ink like this is that your hand's going right in the ink. Be careful. Easy to get that wrong. Okay, and we got this one. If you're enjoying this music, check out the link in the description. It's coming from playlist on Spotify. Lo-fi beats. Draw a lot of cicadas this way, maybe, and see what there is to learn from them, too. It's got two segments. The only thing left is kind of this foot segment. And the same thing is going to go on these back legs, but they're somewhat obscured by the legs, like by the wings, I mean. What happens to like this is the end of I think it's like right there. So I'm trying to draw lightly with my pen. And of course pens just have they only have two settings, stop and go. You know. They're they can be a bit unforgiving. Windblock, man, how you doing? How you doing there? Going to a comic book convention, awesome. Are you doing Artist Alley, or are you just going as a like going to chill, like going to like check it out and see what the scene is like? That's awesome. Maybe the future. That would be awesome. I would if you were at a comic convention, I would buy a print of whatever you got, man. Gotta get some of that stuff produced so people can learn about the Windblock universe, the Blood Pack universe. Um, Nice to see you as always. Gosh. Awesome, kick ass. That would be really cool. Sometimes I like I think it was 4 years ago. It was 2019 or 2020. I think it was 2019, and I said, "Oh, awesome! That'll be awesome. T-shirts. Plus, you got action figures that potentially if you wanted to, because you totally have that locked down." Um, but 5 years ago or 4 years ago, 2019, right? That's 4 years ago. I thought to myself, in 5 years, I'll be good. Like I started out, I was pretty bad. And I thought to myself, in 5 years, I'll be the guy that can go to a comic convention, right? I'll be the pro. And I think it's going to take me longer than 5 years, quite frankly. I think it might take, 7 to 10 years or something. Who knows? But, I'm better than I was, and I feel good about it, and even if it never happens, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm able to make my own stuff and print my own stuff, and that's really cool. All that is good stuff. I was, yeah, it's a whole, yeah, totally. You could do the T-shirt, you could do the action figures for your own characters, you know. Absolutely, man. I got one reserved for you. I got one reserved for you. But like, just think about. I mean, I know that we're not young anymore, right? It's like if we were young. Like, imagine if me, Windlock. Imagine if you and I were both 20 years old, right, at this level and with this amount of like the stuff that we can do now, like all the stuff you had to learn. Um, you know, it's just time. All that's left is time. That's the and if we had the time, we could do it. It makes it feel so like possible to me, and it's still possible. Like some people get old and they just stop doing stuff, but I feel like I'm just getting started, and maybe I'm not gonna have a whole career. No, nobody's got a career. It's all over. It's like there's the comic book stores are all weird and broken, and there's distributor issues, and you can't like. It's not like you go down to the 7-Eleven and buy a comic book anymore. I used to go down to 7-Eleven with a pocket full of quarters and spend three-quarters of it on comic books and the other on a big gulp and play some Defender or whatever video game they had. I played Defender. I played Gorf, Frogger at the 7-Eleven, man. And then I would go home and I would read, whatever comic books I got. And I didn't even get like oh shit, I think my ink is running out. Um, Actually, it's some paper on there. I think we're almost at the end anyways, but my ink is running out. I was getting like Marvel Team Up, I was getting whatever was left over on the stand. Like Marvel Team Up, it's just Spider-Man and whoever, or Marvel 2-in-1. It was just the Thing and whoever. But you didn't care, it's like a big gulp and that, and you were good. You were good to go. All right, I think I've definitely reached a blockage in my pen. Yeah, I feel like my 20s now. So much inspiration. Yeah, absolutely. That like now, that's exactly what I feel like. There's so much possibility. So much possibility. I'm trying to fix my pen by dipping the nib in the ink here. Um, that would be really cool. That would be awesome. If we could figure out a way to do it, right? Like I mean, read stories of how the old comic guys, they would get together and stuff, and then maybe they live in the same place. I live too far away, but it would be so awesome. There is we have like a vague plan through the Discord to do a comic jam, and I'll show you how. It's called What is it called? Magma Painter? Not that. That's what is it? Oh, Magma Studio. Yeah, okay, so check this out. Okay. You might dig this. This is called no, not that. That's the Spotify playlist. Copy. So check out magma.com there. And what it is it's an online platform. So you have to have some kind of I mean, I don't know if you don't have you do everything traditionally, but it would be like a way that you could do. I would have to open it up on my iPad or something. I don't have anything on my PC, on my laptop, but and then you could, you know, do a page together or something, you could figure it out. For now, like what we're doing, like when we were doing art exchanges and stuff, that was cool. That was all good. Anyways, I think that app is free, like for, oh, look, it's working again. I think it's free, but there might be like, like StreamYard, it has like a limit to where it starts to not work or something. But like we could, or like, maybe you're drawing and I'm inking it, or I'm drawing and you're inking it, or something. There's all kinds of possibilities, and even if that never happens, it's still just really cool. All right, let me try and erase this B without smudging it. I've got some wet paint on here, I think. Unbelievable. We had to draw through the paint on this guy, the bumblebee. That looks like it's still wet. I'm trying to improve my inking skills. Yeah, 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 absolutely. Something new. Oh, now it's like crazy. It's like $5. It's too much. I mean, I'm gonna try and sell my quarterly for $5, but I'm indie, right? So like, it's handmade. That's my excuse. But like corporate comics, like regular corporate comics should be, a dollar. $1.50. I agree. They should go back to cheap paper. They should be distributed in, the stop and go, the drugstore, the gas station. That's where I want to get them. And it should be $1 or $1.50. It's okay, in my opinion, if it's 16 pages long, like a 16-page story with ads added on. Um, and bring back the letters columns. Like I want to, you know, I just have to admit, I would like it to be the 70s again, or the 80s again. As far as comics goes, that's what I would like. That would be good to me, as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, Apex Comics. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it? I've seen the channel. I think I don't remember the dude's name. I want to say it was. I think it was Mark Zaid, but I don't think it's him. It's somebody else. And then so it's a little confusing. There's Apex Comics, and then there's another dude that was in a Cubert class with me, who has a comic called Apex Cybernetic Owl. So it's another Apex, but it's a different dude. It's a completely different comic. But he's a nice guy too. All right. As far as like what the average person puts into a hobby or something like that, like they probably have a life. I don't have a life. I like what I do though. I am enjoying it because I feel like I'm getting gains. Yeah, living my best life. Okay, feeling good today. Tomorrow's a price to pay. I'm too old for that stuff. I just want to live my best life. That's totally where I am. You know, like I'm really enjoying. I get to the point where I'm working on comics every day. Like some people are like, oh, you have to like pace yourself. Don't do it every day. You'll get burnt out. I'm like, I've been doing this for 4 years. It works for me. I might get burnt out someday, but if I do, that's okay. I'll go on to do the next thing. I play music too. Like I play mandolin and guitar and banjo and lap steel and stuff like that. Um, and for a while I was still playing mandolin every night till I broke it. I broke the tuning peg on my main mandolin, my only mandolin right now, and so that became like a thing. But I broke it before. I broke it twice. I broke it during the pandemic, like during the lockdown, and I actually like called the music store and they said, "Yeah, you could come in." Oh, definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, like thanks so much about the music. Yeah, so I called them and it was total lockdown and they said, "Yeah, but you can come in, just put a mask on and then you can, you come in, you're going to just drop it off, you know, and then we're going to call you and tell you how much it'll cost or whatever." And so I got it fixed back then, and then the same problem happened, and I think it's because it's either the mandolin itself or it's the way I do it because it's the when you're tightening your tuning peg, it's the far one on the top, and so when I'm tightening it, I tighten it at a weird angle, I think, and like the key snapped off twice, and they replaced it, so I know it's I don't know I don't think it's the mandolin. I think it's me. I did I need to control that stuff. Yeah, comic books, action figures. Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Me too. It's too good right now. I mean, I'm an empty nester. My kids have all moved out. They've grown up. Um, everybody's grown up and moved on, and that's cool. I'm glad. Um, in March, my youngest son has moved all the way to Texas, and that gives me plenty of time. And not like I was like spending a whole ton of time with him before, anyways, but it's like it was always a kind of a concern, sort of what's going on. But now it's like everything's good. It's all good. Finished Blood Pack cover number 2. Really excited about this. I would post. So I'm doing this via OBS. So I don't have the ability to highlight your posts and put them up there, but I would totally put a link to your stuff if you got one. Um, I think I can do it from the inside of. I think I can do it. Yeah, all your kids are growing. I know now's the time, right? You can do whatever you want. Like some guys, they get like tools and they're like making shelves and making tables, like carpenter stuff. Build a house, or build a or whatever. And this is what I'm doing. There's so many possibilities. Absolutely. This isn't really watercolor paper, so I'm being careful. I'm afraid if it'll just warp the paper and mess it all up. So I'm not going real heavy with the colors on it at all. Let's do like a light blue on the wings. Light blue gray. Absolutely. Make it a little bit darker on the edge. All right, there's my B. What it is. All right, let's outline it with a gel pen. Pink gel pen. Post on a new video tomorrow. Let me know what you think. I will definitely be checking it out. I'll leave a comment, I promise. I also have another artist digitally coloring for me, so I'm making promise. That's really cool. Yeah, there's a dude, hey, Windblock, and hey, Sideburns. There's a guy named Jake's Art Corner, and he does some coloring sometimes for me, but he's a good cartoonist in his own right. If you happen to be on Instagram, it's Jake's Art Corner, and he's doing also the coloring for this other guy Bishop's comic. What's it called? Buckshot Wizard, and he even did a pinup for it. So I'll have to figure out a way we can show that here. I'll have to ask him. But he also did some coloring for my Tarzan thing that I was doing. He's got a real knack for it. Like he's really got an eye for it. There's a part in Tarzan where they're underground, and like he changed the palette up to like these dark purples. It was so unexpected. Like for me, I was it was so cool. It looked like better than I could imagine it. Sometimes color does bring a lot to it. I know I only work in black and white normally, but that's one of the things I'm trying to get used to with my sketchbook is drawing a little bit more in color. So if you look at all the stuff that I've done, other than that horse, that's black and white. But I did some. There's a owl I did, and I did some other stuff in color. There's some nudity in here, so I gotta watch out. But I think we're just gonna goof around with this though tonight. It's already 9 o'clock. I gotta go pretty soon. I had the idea as I was putting this little outline in that I would do like a drop shadow under the bee, like to show like how far he is off the ground. Absolutely, Winblock. I'll see if I can scan it. I'll send you a better copy of it. I mean, it's in a sketchbook, so it's not in the best place. Like, and you saw it on video. Like, I could probably get the actual, you know. Oh, there is one that I did. I did one that was like digital. Yeah, yeah. Well, you can totally have it. Like, you can if you want to print that and like in the back of a book and say, fan art or something like that. That would be awesome. That would be really cool. Um, I would be glad to contribute some fan art to a Winblock book. I don't know if this fluorescent ink is like even showing at this point. I'm looking at my yeah, I don't think it's even showing. This is my fluorescent pink is not looking great, but that's okay. That's okay. It's fluorescent. That's the whole point. All right, hang on. I have an idea. I was gonna do like kind of a drop shadow like for the legs. You take a picture with your phone, scan it. Yeah, that's a good way to go. I mean, it's low res, but still, you know, I'm constantly getting hampered by technology. But you learn a little bit every day, and I mean, I started picking up some of this stuff at work because I do like training videos. Um, and I've learned a little bit. Like they let me take a little bit of creativity with some of the stuff I do. All right, we're gonna do one more thing, maybe. What's it gonna be? Maybe we could do. Actually, Windblock. Um, I have an idea. I don't have uh I don't have a copier. I don't have a scanner that can do 11 by 17. I do have a printer that can do 11 by 17 though. But I just had an idea and I'm just thinking about it. I'm gonna need a cover pretty soon. Um, I can send you like a rough, not like real finished art or anything like that, but maybe some figures, um, and some models if you want to try and draw a cover for something we'll actually print. 'Cause I put it out there and I got no volunteers so far, which means I'll have to do it. Which I don't mind. I can totally do it. You know, you can see I do make art every once in a while, but oh, this leg is so I start drawing the leg and I don't pay attention to proportions. If you're interested in doing the cover, let me know. I'll even give you the a rough layout, or you can be creative and do something like that comes to you. Anyway, this guy is a bee, so he's gonna have wings. He's gonna have like antennas, right? Bees have antennas. All right. Have a look. Yeah, that bee came out good, man. All right. I saw that one. He actually posted it, or at least some of the That's I think it's one of the first things I saw from you was was AKA Pad doing. He had posted some of the video from when he was working on it to Instagram, which is where I post a lot of my comic pages, and I was like, oh, this is really good. Um, oh man, hang on. I really like a lot of his videos. I know he has some controversial takes. He's got some controversial takes. If he doesn't get mad at me for saying he has controversial takes, I'll probably. remain a fan for life of AKA Pad because I actually kind of appreciate that he's got those takes, like he's thinking these things through. Some people get real offended, but there's no reason to. All right, let's see. Yeah, he did a Brillig. Yeah, when he's a barbarian and a bird. I love those. Came pretty good. Yeah, that's what he called. And he goes, Ed Piscor and the other guy, or whatever it was. And I, I don't know. It must piss those guys off a little bit, but I mean, you got to kind of see some of the humor in it because there's definitely some humor in it. I don't know. I don't know. That's comic fandom though. It's always going to have a little bit of the controversy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But you know, but I don't think he's a bad guy at all. At all. I think that he's got his mind in the right place. He's really thinking about these things. Like I don't know if you saw or agree with the thing that he had today, but I totally agreed. It was the thing about Rob Liefeld versus Jim Lee, and he says, "Yeah, absolutely." All right, tell you what, I'll figure out a way to get it to you. Um, I'll post it. I'll post a community post or something. We'll figure out how to get some stuff to you. Do you have an email address that's easy to put on there? Maybe I can send you something. Well, I can wait. If it's not cool to post it right out here in chat, that would be fine. Oh, yeah, I might even already have it. Okay, I'll check my email. I'll check like my sent items, and we'll figure out how we can make this happen. I think it would be really cool. So this will be the cover for Adventure. It's going to have Brillig on it. It's going to have the Beast Rangers, Brillig, the Beast Rangers, and hopefully Tarzan if I get it done, and this other character called Buckshot Wizard. And I'll send you some models, like the character models, like the turnarounds, so you can see what they look like if you're up for it. No pressure. If you're not, if it's a problem, just let me know. No big deal. But I think it would be cool, and it would keep me on schedule. Otherwise, I got to do it, which I don't mind doing. I like doing it. I mean, I don't know. I've basically done layout for one of the covers. I'm more of a sequential guy myself, but and an inker. Yeah, absolutely. But your stuff is really good. Like you have the sense of you have that 90s sense of it. Like, all right, hold on. Let's see. Trying to get my wings in. I think that would be really cool. All right, here we go. Also, if you're really up for it, my solo book, which is, well, it's a solo anthology, but it's going to be called Silver Ball. That's going to be, I hope, coming out in November. And it's, I don't have it put together yet, but I just started working on the last page of Book of Ruin. That's page 12. I think it's page 12. Might be page 13. It's only gonna be 32 pages, but there's probably some room in there if you want to do a cover or a back cover or an inside or a or if even if you have a whole comic, if you want to put in there, I would definitely consider it, as long as it fits into my 32 page plan. If not, there's 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s, or anything, or any of those would be good. I like all of those: 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I think all those would be good. Um, every one of those are good. That's all before it went to pieces, right? In my opinion. Yeah, it all comes down to whoever's willing to actually, contribute. And we'll put, it'll put, yeah, in full credit. And if you want to, you know, however you want to do it, like we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to do it. Um, if if I put you on, so this book is not for profit, which is Adventure Awaits, but Silver Ball will be for profit. So I'd have to pay you something. We have to figure out, like, how that's gonna work. But I would give you some cash for that if you were to do that one. But let's cross that when we get there. That's not till November, and it's just me. Like, there's only me in that one. But for this book, this Adventure Awaits, it's mostly me. like like I think I'm 64 out of 80 pages. If it's the size that I think it's gonna go, I think 64 out of the 80 pages is me. But it's still not for profit. It's just for fun. Hang on, there we go. It's those 90 style image guys. Yeah, who's your favorite out of all those? I think my favorite out of all those myself is probably, well, I have kind of a weird one that I really like out of all the image guys. My favorite is the Trencher with Keith Giffen. And then I really liked the 1963 books, and that was who was that? Stephen R. Bissett. But that I know which ones you're thinking. You're thinking Liefeld, Lee, McFarlane. All right. I'm gonna do a shadow underneath with no holding line for this thing. All right, I'm getting off soon. I don't want to get struck by the copyright gods. But let's see if I can. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to all of this stuff working out, and These are all good things. Good things happening. All right, hang on. I gotta figure out how to erase this now. Oh shoot! I just figured something out. Where did it go? There it is. Pollen. The bees carry the pollen on their legs. Well, like I said, we would definitely work something out. We'll figure something out. I need orange. Let's try it. And we're gonna wash it out and be light orange because it's behind the wings. Rick Larson and Rob Liefeld. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like those too. Um, I told you about Larson and like I like his textures. Like when he did those city um scenes, that used to just kill me. That was really inspiring to look at because it was like seeing an illusion when you look at how he would draw the city scenes. It was just a pattern. Absolutely, man. You have a good night. That sounds awesome. This guy's gonna have like brown. I want to get more yellow in there. Put some yellow right here. And maybe some red. Have I got red? I don't have any red. I will be looking forward to it. I'll keep an eye out for it. When I'm at work, if I'm not in the middle of something like that I have to devote my full attention to, they let me pretty much just chill out, and that's why I get a chance to see a lot of videos. All right, hang on. The red bee. I'm gonna find like black. I've got black on this palette. Charcoal black and red. Looking forward to it. I'll be looking for your new video right when it comes out. I'm going to bed soon myself. As soon as I color this guy. Right. This is it. Let's draw those wings now. That is it for tonight. A bee. All right, let's let me move this. All right. Well, I'll save most of this for some kind of sketchbook walkthrough, but tonight I did the owl, I did a horse, and I did a big bee, and I did a little bee. So, um please like, follow, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Give me a thumbs up if you can spare it. If you can spare it. Spare change. Um and there'll be more stuff. There'll be comics every day. And there will be even printed comics. We're gonna get books made at some point, you know. And just chilling and drawing and having a good time. All right. Talk to you later.